Welcome to the RSP Boiler Room. I'm Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. You know, one of the questions that I'm asked about a lot is, how do I determine speed with running backs? And the simple answer is, I wait till the combine, just like everybody else, and I look at the stopwatch times, put them down in my Excel spreadsheet, and do my analysis. But that's not the full truth. And really, speed at the combine is not the full truth either. It just gives you a number that you can use for ease of comparison with other players. But the thing is that at the combine, these players, most of them are being taught to the test. They're getting 6 to 8 weeks worth of track training if they haven't already had years of it. Many of them didn't. They're learning how to accelerate. They're learning how to start with proper form, how to maintain that form through the acceleration phase, and then the phase where they're up to their full stride and how to maintain a comfortable stride. Now, these things are going to translate to the football field eventually when they do get out into the open field and if they can maintain that form and continue to practice it. But there are still some differences between two basic reps of running the 40 at the combine and carrying the ball 18 to 25 times, where maybe that 24th time that you carry the ball happens after, 32, 40, 45 minutes of play, where you've been hit numerous times, where you've been bent backwards numerous times, where you've had several runs between 15 and 30 yards and you're tired. Can you turn it on then? Can you show enough speed to pull away from linebackers and threaten safeties? Can you pull away from defensive backs after you've done that? That's the bigger question, and that's the more important question. Because remember, if you blow it at the combine, while that drops your draft stock some, if you ran a 4.65 at the combine as a running back, but we know that, maybe you were sick, maybe you had a bad start, maybe you got hurt, you just had a bad morning. Who knows what it was? Those were 4 attempts if you count maybe your 2 opportunities on a pro day versus 4 years of showing what you're able to do on film. The difference is that on film, I can't say, Arian Foster ran a 4.65 or a 4.72 at his pro day or combine. But, judging what he did on the field, he has 4.5 speed. No. You certainly can make estimations, but they're not going to be extremely accurate unless you're just really great at guessing weight at the county fair. And I'm not one of those guys who's going to win you the teddy bear guessing somebody's weight at a county fair or their 40 time on film. But what I can give you is some relative pointers on what to look for to determine whether the guy has enough speed to play on Sundays, and things that you should look for that help you mitigate the excitement that you might have when you're looking at a highlight film and you think the guy's really fast, and then you see him run at the combine and you go, wow, he's not quite as fast as I thought. Or when he gets on the field on Sunday and he gets caught from behind a lot and you're thinking he was faster at the college game. No, usually not. Usually what happened is that your eyes played tricks on you because maybe you didn't get a chance to really see the context of how he was running. And to show some of that context, let's take a look at some more film from Derrius Guice. Very good running back out of LSU. He's going to break a 70-yard run on this play against Louisville. And we're going to talk about some of the components of what to look for to determine a player's speed before the combine, so that you get a kind of a feel for what you should expect when he runs at the combine, at least a relative level. So let's look at this and break it down in a little bit more detail. First thing you should be looking at after you've seen a big run is, let's rewind it to the beginning and look at who's in the box to begin this play. Well, this is a loaded box. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders at the line of scrimmage. You've got 3 at the second level, 4 if you count the safety who's about to rotate up. So you have 9 in the box right now pre-snap, and it's going to stay at 9 when number 10 rotates to the middle, and this safety at the middle of the field is going to work to the left hash and come screaming up here before the snap. So you have 9 in the box already. That means that if Guice somehow gets through the second level right here and he's got acceleration heading downhill at 5 yards, he's got the advantage over pretty much 9 guys, maybe even 10 out of the 11 defenders based on whatever position they have and if there's a wide receiver out here blocking. So this tells you right away that he may have great speed, but this play isn't going to determine for you how great his speed really is. because of the fact that he gets through the line of scrimmage and he's able to accelerate right here. Now, he begins acceleration downhill. He's got four defenders, really, 1, 2, 3, 4, who are all facing him, who are being contacted by a defender, or a blocker. It means that they're going to have to disengage, turn around, and then begin to accelerate. So 4 out of the 11 players right there are pretty much not going to be in this play. There's 3 more who are behind Guice at this stage. 2 of them are engaged. So you're looking at 7 players already at this stage, if Guice gets through the line, who are unlikely to make any impact on Guice, because it's not because he's a 4-3 runner, but because he has the advantage of heading downhill already. The guys who are going to be a factor: the defender at the left hash, the defender at the 40 of Louisville, who is not being blocked right here, and then the defender outside the right hash, who is the cornerback. Those are the guys that really have a shot at him. And when you see Guice get through the line of scrimmage, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys still engaged, 1 unblocked. He's about 3 to 4 yards away. We should see him start to make some ground here. If he makes enough ground here, then we can determine whether is he fast or is Guice slow, or is it a split kind of between the two, where this guy's super fast and Guice is, got decent speed, but he's not a game breaker. Then you have the safety. The safety already has to flatten his angle. You can see that Guice is fast enough downhill that the safety had to turn and flatten his angle, and he misses Guice, other than maybe getting in the way enough that Guice has to alter his stride. The fact that he has to alter his stride some tells you that he's fast, but he's not super fast to totally beat this guy clean. You have this outside defender being able to get some acceleration to keep up pace, but Guice is able to move to the outside and take care of him too. So you can see that outside linebackers and safeties, he has enough quickness that if you get him downhill, he's going to be a threat to the secondary. That tells you right there that he does what most starters in the NFL are capable of doing: threatening the secondary with their speed when they can get downhill. So that's a good sign that Guice has NFL Sunday caliber speed. The question now is, does he have all-star caliber speed? And this play, as I've shown you, probably isn't going to really give you that, because there are only 2 players that really had a real shot at being able to catch him, maybe 3, based on what I mentioned with the box being stuffed with 9 players. One of those players up over top at the right hash is being impeded by a wide receiver. The other is the cornerback at the right hash, 5 yards behind and trying to catch up. Now, let's count how many steps that Guice takes and how many yards this player makes up during that span. 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. 4 steps, and this defender is already cut his distance from 5 yards to 3. 3 more steps, and that is changed to basically, we're looking at maybe 2, maybe 3 yards distance. This cornerback's making up ground pretty quickly. But now he has to slow his stride because the safety has come across and impeded the cornerback's path. Cornerback has to slow down. That's enough for Guice right here at the 48 to extend his lead, because it alters the stride of this cornerback just enough that Guice is already heading downhill unimpeded, and the cornerback is basically left in the dust. So what that tells me is that Guice has speed. He can maintain a gap from a cornerback who's at a disadvantage, but still a cornerback's going to make up enough ground maybe here that if it's a straight line type of play or the cornerback has a good angle, he's going to catch him. Great speedy running backs, great breakaway running backs can usually maintain their burst and their distance from a cornerback. Guice needed help to do that. Doesn't mean he's a bad player in the least. Doesn't mean he's not fast enough for the NFL. It just means he doesn't have that Chris Johnson all-star caliber speed. It means he has good speed for an NFL caliber running back, a committee back, even a starter. And maybe even good enough to be even more than that, because again, 70-yard run, and he works from the left hash to the right sideline. So he's even working across the field, had to change his stride to avoid 2 defenders who were going for him, and he's still able to maintain that distance with the cornerback. So I would say it's definitely good starter NFL speed. And then let's look at the last factor here. It's the third quarter with 9 minutes left to begin this play. So he's been playing for 2.5 quarters already. He's already had multiple carries, double-digit touches, I believe, when he makes this run. So you get some stamina to this run, not only from the standpoint that he's working across the field, but also that he's carried the ball multiple times, and he's still able to maintain his separation. That tells you good things about Guice, should give you some things what you should be looking for when you're determining speed from players, and help you mitigate maybe some of that excitement that you get when you see these breakaway runs and go, oh, he's super fast. He may be. Guice may very well be. But I'm betting on it, and I would say at the very worst, he's NFL caliber fast. Is he Chris Johnson fast? Is he Usain Bolt fast? Is he John Ross fast? Very unlikely. But those are things that help you get a feel for speed on the field, and then the combine helps you refine that number a little bit more, or be able to go back and look at the tape and see these types of contexts and say, yeah, what if Guice ran a 4.72 40? Well, if he's making excuses about it, and then you look at the tape like this, you can say he's got enough speed to be able to start in the NFL. It will come down to other factors of his play that will determine whether or not he can earn and maintain that opportunity. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP Boiler Room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel, the RSP Film Room, or my blog at www.mattwaldmanrsp.com.